Starting today, Hawaii becomes the first state in the nation to ban the sale or distribution of sunscreens, including some of the most popular brands that contain two chemicals the state says can harm the environment, specifically coral reefs and other forms of marine life.
Products without oxybenzone are available, and we do actually pass them out and recommend people use them.
A new law in Delaware bans single-use plastic carryout bags. The state says the ban will cut down on litter and the amount of plastic in landfills. Beginning today, drivers in Arizona and Virginia can be pulled over and ticketed by police if they're holding a cell phone behind the wheel. It's a further crackdown on distracted driving that Governor Doug Ducey says will make the roads safer.
That text message can wait. It's not worth your life.
2021 brings a security requirement first proposed in the wake of the 9/11 terror attacks, then delayed year after year and postponed again in 2020 because of the pandemic. But the government says beginning this October, anyone wishing to board an airplane flight must present a real ID-compliant driver's license or passport or military ID card. The newer licenses all have a star on the upper right-hand corner to show that they meet the law's tougher standards.
We want to make sure that we get these IDs in the hands of all the traveling public. It raises the security across the board, and that's what we're looking for at the end of the day.
Starting today, Illinois will give every child born or adopted in the state $50 for a college savings account intended to keep pace with rising tuition. And feel free now to toast the new year all over Mississippi, which as of today wiped out all remaining laws that made it illegal to possess alcohol. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.